What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're talking about some of the best investments that you could be making and how to navigate this crazy market that we are in. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe. We are looking to hit 2,000 subscribers. If you are looking to get the hottest sets at under market competitive wholesale pricing, we have some very useful tiers down below. The elite tier right here gives you no restrictions, unlimited access to English factory sealed cases at the best possible prices. If you're just getting started, we have the starter tier, which lets you buy up to 5 cases. Links in the description below. If you want to join the program, you will be able to get stuff cheaper than TCG and eBay Player. Let's get started with the Mini Tin display. I wanted to start with this product because we were selling this one in our wholesale group for $226. And right now, this Mini Tin display case is pushing over 300. And so kind of what I'm realizing, even within our own wholesale group, is there's kind of a split in between what smart money's doing and then people sitting on the sidelines. So smart money's just buying. They're buying in this market. They recognize that the scattered release of Ascended Heroes being split up into 2 waves is not doing anybody any good. The Pokemon Company should be printing everything on release day. They can't keep up, though. They can't keep up, so what they're doing is they're splitting it up in waves. And we saw this first really happen with Fantasmal Flames, where Wave 2 collapsed the price. But we're getting to the point where all of these products are just getting shredded and ripped open because there's so many good chase cards that Wave 2 is not having any impact on price. So I wanted to start with the Mini Tin display because if you're looking in the past month, in the past month, this chart here is showing $326. You know, in my eyes right here, a product like this, like eventually this is going to be a $400 display. Factory sealed cases are going to be $1,500. And the fact that you were able to get them for like $900 in our wholesale group in a 1 month wait time to be getting like that type of growth in the direction of where it's going, it's just absolutely insane. This product is now all sold out. Again, smart money, they're buying. You know, I even see businesses, investors, there's just so many people flowing into the hobby, and you basically have this perfect storm where an extra increase in supply, it's not really doing anything to the price. And we have a few other products that we'll dive into this video, but I just wanted to document how, you know, these were in like the $230 to $250 range. We had a little run up right here momentarily to like $270, then it dropped back down. We hit a low of $225. Obviously, TCG, though, you do have to add the tax. Not sure if shipping is included on some of these prices that are being documented here, but you're still looking about like $250, $260 landed. We were selling them significantly cheaper, and they kind of sat. You know, we have this kind of split right now, what I'm noticing, where you have like half the people who think that prices are going to cool down, and then you have the more intelligent half that recognize the current constraints and bottlenecks that the Pokemon Company is facing, and they're buying knowing that the prices are going to continue surging on the hottest sets. Now, you don't see that across the entire Pokemon market as a whole. You're really seeing buyouts and just strength on certain specialty sets. Ascended Heroes, Prismatic Evolutions, 151. You are not finding that same thing with Perfect Order. Perfect Order Wave 2 came out. It really stabilized the price, but it's not booming. But for the specialty sets, the ability to hit the God Packs, the amount of chase cards that you could hit, multiple SIR, etc., there's just a frenzy on these types of products. Let's move over to 151. This is another excellent example. We are now seeing the 151 booster bundles. They have officially crossed over the $200 mark. And before you know it, I mean, again, this is trending to 300. It's crazy to say that, but that's just where we are with this market. The Pokemon Company, they just can't keep up with the reprints. They're not sizable enough to be making a dent. What you're also seeing right now, at least what I'm seeing, is you have a lot of these sneakerheads, these botters, a lot of like flippers, resellers, knowing that they could make instant profits. It's driving a lot of the prices up. Now, is that artificial? To some extent, yes, but some of these people might be here for the long haul. Ultimately, there's no way to really know, but again, just looking at the past month, you're seeing another surge. I don't know how legitimate these $120 sales are. These seem low. Let's just say like 180, which comes up about to be $30 per pack. You're now over that $30 pack. You have some bundles selling at $225. We got a market price of $225. Most recent sale at $250. And yeah, I mean, the 151 is going to be $40 a pack. You know, I'm at the point right now where I'm not even selling 151. I'm letting it run because I do think there is a little bit more runway before I begin to pull out and take profits. I think just the nostalgia and the focus on Gen 1, it's going to make this product super strong. Now, again, it's It's not necessarily an old set, but it's not really a new set either. I'm amazed by how fast everybody knew 151 was going to be a home run winner. I just think everybody, a lot of intelligent investors, businesses, everybody thought that we had more time. If we even look at the 1 month chart or 1 year chart, I mean, up 240%. That's just absolutely insane. These bundles were sitting a year ago in the summer all day, every day, about $10 a pack, $11, $12 a pack. And I even remember that distributors had excess stock on certain 151 product lines that just were sitting. The Blooming Waters, that got reprinted because we had in 2024 we got the Blooming Waters, and then we had a reprint of them. It wasn't sizable. A lot of stores were just getting a couple units, few cases for the bigger guys, but nonetheless, you know, we had a run up to like 150, and we held flat for the longest time in this like 100 to 150. And again, I mean, just so many products. Like, look at that, 225, 331 items sold. It's absolutely crazy to see the strength of 151. And what I'm noticing here is there's just so much concentration on the specialty sets. And it's honestly very interesting for me to even look at, because it almost seems like the standard sets are under the radar right now. Like, with everybody so focused, do you really want to be paying record high prices? Like, this is a very new market for everybody to navigate, even seasoned, experienced businesses, investors, just like knowing what to do and how to have the strongest ROI and how to plan accordingly. It's difficult. I'm not going to say I have the answers and I know how to navigate this market. It's just interesting how much interest there is on the specialty sets, although you will have a few outlier examples, which is where we move into the Fantasmal Flames. Now, Fantasmal Flame booster box here, this one, $400 a box. It's incredible to me because I was selling these at the beginning of the year for $250, $270 a box. They crashed down to, let's actually take a look at the chart. Let's go to the 6-month chart, see where we had on TCG. Yeah, we had a low on TCG of 212, 220. After you add in the tax, you're looking at like 240. So I remember when I was selling them at the 250, that was pretty much a break even after all expenses. 275, maybe making, 10, 20 bucks. But again, it wasn't meaningful enough. Mega Evolution base with the topper in November, December seemed like the stronger buy because you have the exclusivity of the enhanced promo, and Mega Evolution overall as a set is better, you could say. But in this market, that doesn't matter. People just care about the hype chase thing. Like Phantasmal Flames, if you remove the Charizard out of Phantasmal Flames, it's not that crazy of a set. Like, you have a pack artwork of Mega Gengar, but you only have a regular EX Gengar in there. You don't get the SIR until Ascended Heroes. You have a few other SIR like the Sharpedo, which is all right. It's not like anything crazy. But in this market, everybody's just chasing the hype. And the fact that there is a shiny Charizard, everybody's just going crazy over Phantasmal Flames. And, it's interesting for me because we actually had a high. So there's two reasons why I thought Mega Evolutions overall was also a better set. What a lot of people don't know is that the supply run was actually bigger on Phantasmal. Pretty much every store, every business, any online shop, just anybody who was receiving Phantasmal Flames, we received more Phantasmal Flames product than we did Mega Evolution 1, and that is across both waves. So you have an increase in supply. Again, it doesn't matter. And I think what I'm now realizing is just everybody shredding this product, chasing that SIR Charizard. And even though that they printed more Phantasmal, again, what I'm seeing right here, you guys, is the supply is not as relevant anymore in today's market. It's more about the demand. And that's just a very interesting shift because for the longest time, I would always purchase what's more scarce, what's more exclusive. That is a smarter way to go about it because the less people that have a product, the more that the price could go up. But in this market, demand carries everything. And you see that through the Ascended Heroes, through the Prismatic Evolutions, through 151, all the specialty sets. There is so much demand on there. But if we look at the chart here, even 3 months, I mean, 40% run up. You had, again, under, like I said, beginning of the year, this is January, February. You got that 250. February, they started ticking up. So you're looking at like 270, 280. And then we had over 400. Now it's kind of stabilized, but cases are about 2,400, 2,500 bucks. You have some pushing like 2,700, which is already pushing it closer to $450 a box, $500 a box. Once we get to that $3,000 price point at $500 a box, Phantasmal Flames is going to be a Destined Rivals 2.0. Even in the past month, again, not so much happening, but you're still seeing 420 at the beginning of April as we get to May here. I mean, a $20 dip, like that's nothing. That's nothing. And again, a lot of these here, random sellers, I wouldn't be looking too much. Usually what I'm going off of is just looking at the price point, seeing what the market price is, because sometimes people will throw in different languages, different products unrelated to what's being sold here. But nonetheless, you could say about $400 a box. It's holding very steadily. You know, I would expect the bottom of this at 350 if you're able to get in. Honestly, you might just have to bite the bullet and buy it if you don't have any positions in it. It was just fascinating to me because I had the choice between buying Fantasmal and buying Mega, and you have Mega Evolution 1 right now sitting at like $7, $8 a pack. You have Fantasmal Flames, though, loose pack pricing at $10 a pack, which implies a fair value of at least $360. And the Bulbasaur is an incredibly good promo. It's going to perform extremely well, but it's just fascinating for me to see how an increase in supply of Fantasmal Flames relative to Mega Evo, it doesn't really matter. It's just all about the demand. It's all about the chase card. And when you look at a set like Perfect Order, it doesn't have that flashy brand name Pokemon like Ascended Hero does. And Ascended Heroes, it's got everything. It's got Mewtwo, it's got Pikachu, it's got Gengar, Charizard, and that creates a perfect storm for certain products. We'll see. I'm very interested to see what happens with Chaos Rising and Pitch Black, where it's not as popular for Pokemon. I think that might cool the market, but then once we get to 30th anniversary, it's going to just all shoot back up. So it's very interesting to see how this plays out. I think the smartest play right now is just buying a little bit of everything and just diversifying within Pokemon if you believe in Pokemon. But, you know, certain people are just buying one product SKU. So I'm interested to see what you guys think. I wanted to quickly touch base on the Destined Rivals booster box case. And another thing I'm finding as well is in this market, cases and the ability to buy volume, that is your best asset. That is what comes at a premium. Loose boxes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, hey, if I open a case of 6 booster boxes and I'm selling out 6 loose, that's actually going to lower the value. In this market, the ability to get cases, it's just so much, it comes at such a premium because far few like people are able to get it. And you have these cases of Destined Rivals, I mean, at $3,500 is just absolutely insane. And again, if we go look at the chart here, you're seeing in the past 6 months, these cases at $2,400. I got approached to buy a ton at $2,400. I'm thinking $400 a box on a brand new set. It's steep, you know, even deep within my network, being able to get stuff a little cheaper, like $2,200, $2,300. It's just, what you guys got to realize is on these hot products, you have to pay market price. If you're able to get any discount, you should just buy it, because the price today is tomorrow's discount. And that is the shift that a lot of collectors, investors, businesses, they're not ready to make. And they don't understand that the market in 2022, 2023, even 2024, it looked very, very different than what we are experiencing now in 2026. And you got to play the game. You got to play the game. So again, you are seeing a run up right now, $3,500. You are now at $600. And, you know, I'm shocked actually that these cases aren't like 4,000. And the reason for that is we haven't really had any reprints for Destined Rivals, no meaningful reprints. We've had reprints for Destined Rivals. We've had booster bundles come in. We've had sleeved cases come in. But again, not a meaningful amount to make a dent in the supply chain. When I even look at all of the products that I got, we received the most of the booster bundles in the sleeve, no boxes whatsoever. So it begs the question, why are the boxes sitting flat? And this is an interesting point that we should touch base on as well, is that you're not just seeing this in the Scarlet Violet era. What you're finding is the same things happening in the Sword and Shield era. Look at the best of breed Sword and Shield set, Evolving Skies. I mean, Evolving Skies right now, it's sitting stagnant, $2,500, $2,600, $2,700 a box. You know, with how crazy it is, you would expect a box like that to already be over $3,000. And this is another very, very interesting point right here, where everybody knows Evolving Skies is the best set, but a lot of new people who are entering the hobby, they weren't here when Evolving Skies was around, so they're not buying that. The mob mentality, the demand, nobody's talking about Evolving Skies to the same extent that we're discussing Prismatic Evolutions, Ascended Heroes. That's why you have a lot of these new noobs and new people entering who don't really know the market, and they're just listening to what everybody's talking about. And if everybody's talking about Prismatic, Ascended, Destined, those are the sets that get the most attention. As a result, that is where a lot of products starts getting bought up, because if everybody says, hey, Destined Rivals is great, surely you can't go wrong, right? And it's interesting to see that shift happening in the Pokemon market. Let's move on, discuss singles. Now, this is very interesting to me, where again, new people entering the hobby, but also people who have been around. There is so much more emphasis on SIR alt cards, but gold cards in this market seem extremely underrated. I remember when Phantasmal Flames came out here in November, the gold card was actually harder to pull than the SIR, but the SIR goes for like twice, if not three times as much as the gold card. And again, I don't know if that's actually true. Nobody has numbers to print runs. I'm not gonna act like I know, but from just the product that we have open, from what I've seen, from what I've been seeing in the market as a whole, I mean, the SIR is significantly easier to pull than the gold card, but the gold card at $300. If this is the number 2 best card in Phantasmal Flames, and you are paying $400 for a box, you're telling me that the second best card in the set is only $350. Gold cards in this market are extremely underrated. Nobody's talking about them. If you've made it this far in the video, that's the way I actually didn't want to start off with this product. We're dropping some free game. You know, if you're watching up until this point, you got the attention span and you could survive a 15-minute video. Here we go. I'm giving you guys a free play. I've been secretly, really haven't told anybody, I've been stocking up. I mean, look at that 6-month chart. I didn't even look at the chart before starting this video. I just saw this price. I was like, holy smokes, that's insane. The fact that gold cards have not rebounded, you know, this is interesting to me because everybody's buying where products are up 100, 200%. That I'm not doing that. I'm buying where stuff is going down. In a market, in a bull market where everything goes up, you're telling me gold Charizard nearly lost 50% of its value? Like, look at this. We were at $600. We had a low of 330. We're starting to rebound. We rebounded to 400 and we're right back down. Like, where is the demand for the gold cards? And, you know, the gold cards as well are very prone to condition damage. Like, it is significantly easier to notice a defect on a gold card. And there's, again, huge price swings between like a 9 and a 10 with any grading company. It just feels cheap. It feels extremely cheap right now. Second best card in the set to be going cheaper than the cost of a booster box, where when you're opening a booster box, you're hoping to hit the gold card. Like, obviously everybody wants the SIR, but if you don't get the SIR, you want the gold Mega Charizard. So again, this is just a screaming buy right now in the market. And that is another thing that I want to teach you guys, is that you don't have to be just buying sealed product. There's a lot of videos lately that I've been enjoying making is actually opportunities in the single market. And what a lot of people don't understand is if you are not in our wholesale group, again, make sure you are in the wholesale group if you like sealed Pokemon. But if you're not in the wholesale group and you can't get access to factory sealed cases at under market competitive pricing with extreme large volume, then buy singles. You know, not everybody's going to be shelling out thousands of dollars on cases. Now, do I think in this market that you should be doing a little bit of both? Most certainly. But, you know, I'm going to touch base on some singles, and we're going to discuss the Dragonite here from Ascended Heroes as another excellent example of a gold card that is very underrated. But yeah, guys, if you are enjoying any of these products that I've discussed in this video, Ascended Heroes, not the mini tins, these were sold out of, but Ascended Heroes, Prismatic, I have, you know, the ETBs available, factory sealed cases. I will beat any TCG player price. Make sure you join that program, guys, because this group right here, this is going to be your best asset in 2026. When 30th anniversary comes out, you are going to want to be in this group. And the reason for that is the prices are going to go up. We have so many people who are on the wait list. We have so many people who want to join. And quite frankly, at the prices that we're charging for the membership dues, you might want to jump in, because once we increase the price, you're going to be locked in at the cheaper pricing. So again, if you're just starting out, join the starter. If you have a little bit more experience, want access to more cases, join in on the elite. Anytime you're buying on eBay, you know, TCG Player is a great place to purchase your products, but a lot of people buy on eBay too, just because it's easier many times to see what you're actually buying. Hit this link, guys. Anytime you're shopping, hit this link. It helps the channel at no additional cost to you. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, let's move on talking about the gold Mega Dragonite right here. This is just another one. I actually pulled this card opening Ascended Heroes, and I mean, the excitement of hitting a gold card is the same extent as to hitting an SIR. Now, it begs the question, SIR cards are exploding, they're booming, everybody's buying them. The second best thing, not even a Mega Attack Rare gold card, like gold cards are your next best thing rarity-wise. The gold card might even be considered a higher rarity than the SIR because it's a mega hyper rare. Nonetheless, let's look at the chart. You know, this is a newer product that just came out, but again, it's down. Like, gold cards across the board are down. It almost feels the same thing that happened with rainbows, where nobody wanted rainbows. Then the Pokemon company stopped printing rainbows, and then the rainbows exploded. Now, that's not to say that they're going to stop printing gold cards. We're going to have gold cards all throughout the Mega Evolution block, but I think the Mega Evolution block as a whole is going to be extremely successful. The fact that the second best tier type of hit is like slow right now and it's not selling, that is precisely what you should be buying. If we look at, let's see, do we have any data on the 1 month chart? Okay, on the 1 month chart, not very much action. Not very much action. We got near mint light play. So like, let's just say 350 price for a Mega Dragonite. You know, you will spend significantly more money ripping packs trying to pull this thing. Again, this all day, every day should be at least a $500 card. It is, after all, the, I guess, poster child of Ascended Heroes, the Dragonite. So yeah, these prices for gold cards, Phantasmal Flames, Charizard, Dragonite, you can't go wrong, guys. Now, that's not to say go all in on the Zygarde from Perfect Order, because that's not going to increase at the same rate of as these. But you know, these name brand Pokemon, like let's just say you don't even think Dragonite's going to do well. I mean, the fact that Charizard's down 40% is just absolutely wild. But let's move on to talk about some other products here. Circle back to Sealed. With Sealed Celebrations, for those who don't know, this is 25th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise. This one right here this is actually a very interesting ETB because you have 10 celebration packs, which is standard for a specialty ETB. But then it also comes with 5 extra packs. And I think these are early Sword and Shield. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm going to guess like Vivid Voltage, Battle Styles, Fusion Strike, something like that. It's definitely Sword and Shield era. And the fact that these ETBs are at like 350 to 400, it feels cheap considering we have Ascended pushing 200. And that's like a brand new product. And this is already aged 5 years. It also comes with an additional 5 packs. And not to mention, your promo card is the Greninja Gold Star. Gold Stars have been absolutely on a run. The only way to get the Greninja Gold Star is through the Celebrations Elite Trainer box. So I think diversifying within multiple products across multiple different sets is an excellent way to go about it. And, you know, if you're just like a casual investor or even just like a collector, purchasing some of these products isn't a terrible idea. Now, stuff like this, I am not able to get at volume for you guys because I don't have it, you know. But Ascended Hero, like the newer stuff, I could keep you guys stocked in the group. But stuff like this, you're just going to have to buy from the secondary markets. Again, it's a 5-year-old product. You had so much time to buy it. If you wanted to buy it, you could have bought it. But it's not like I could just, you know, get 500 ETBs from anywhere. And what you're going to see happen is once we get the lineup and the official release of 30th anniversary, that is precisely the moment on where everybody's going to go back and buy Celebrations. Right now, there's a lot of news around the upcoming Chaos Rising release. The following set, which is Pitch Black, we just saw the ETBs. We saw the leaks of what type of chase cards are going to be in there. We had all basically the photos of what the product's actually going to look like. And while everybody's busy just discussing this new news, go back, buy the old thing, because then when the 30th anniversary leak comes out and we start seeing the UPC, the ETB, the promos, things like that, everybody's going to start buying the Celebrations. So again, you have to be kind of navigating this market in an intelligent way. And it's like, recognize what the masses are doing and kind of do the opposite. You know, where everybody right now is so focused on Prismatic, go back 5 years, grab yourself Celebrations, because this product they're not making more of. And Prismatic Evolutions, even to this day, is still being printed. That's not to say don't buy Prismatic, but, you know, you could be buying, if you plan on buying, let's say you have a budget of $5,000, you know, over the next couple of months to spend. You know, get yourself a Celebrations ETB. This is going to be one of those products where you're just going to be happy to have it in your collection. Let's continue talk about some newer stuff, something that hasn't seen as much action. Destined Rivals ETB relative to the overall market. I mean, if we look at the past 3 months, 40%, like that's incredible growth. Don't get me wrong. Past 6 months, very, very strong growth. But if you look at the past month, nothing really going on, you know. Up 8% for the bull market that we're in. It's not very much, you know. Bottom of 220, we had a high of 240, but it's not really selling. We had a few sell, but I would say we're more at like that $200 to $220 mark as fair value. Again, cases will be coming at a premium. You know, this is a very interesting product for me because I believe that the regular ETB has a cooler design than the Pokemon Center one. And the Pokemon Center one's like now pushing 500 plus. So it's not a bad buy. If you're not able to afford the booster box, diversifying and getting yourself the ETB, again, I don't think you could go wrong with that. It seems like the right play to make, coming with 9 packs as well. The promo on this one's not anything too crazy. It's the Wobbuffet. You know, it would have been cool if we had some kind of like Giovanni's Pokemon, you know, maybe a Meowth, but it's not bad. It's not bad, but definitely most of your value here is just coming from the Destined Rival packs. Not a bad product. Past year it's been on a rip. I remember these were sitting. I was buying these at the $90 price point. I had a few sellers. I don't know, for whatever reason they wanted to dump it. sub 100. You can't go wrong, guys. Like, people don't recognize that. Even perfect order ETBs are going to be over $100. So, I was planning ahead about a year ago where there wasn't as much hype, stocking up at $90. I'm not selling yet. I think these have a little bit more room to go. Destined Rivals, though, has been a little flat. I'm reconsidering moving some of that money into the more talked about products because that's where the demand is. It's interesting to see the demand cool off for Destined Rivals. You wouldn't expect to see it, but that's just the market we're in. Let me briefly touch on 151, Pokemon Center. This one shouldn't be as a surprise to anybody. It's absolute best of breed, top tier specialty set combined with Pokemon Center exclusivity. I mean, these are going to be extremely valuable. Factory, this was during a time where you could still very easily buy 4. I didn't go anything too crazy. I just got myself 4 of these. I paid $250 at Pokemon Center, and I mean 1.4K each is crazy. With the case premium, you're looking at $6,000 on a $250 investment. So a lot of people are cashing out. They're taking profits right now. I can't blame them. This growth seems extremely unsustainable. And again, that's coming from a guy who has positions in this product. I'm not just telling you, I'm not just showing you the graphs. Like, I am invested in this product. I would expect this kind of a price, 10 years from its release of 2023. So that's 2033. We're in 2026 and we're seeing these prices. So it's absolutely crazy. But again, I just think people are dumping money into these products because it's definitely a little bit of FOMO. But what I think it also is a lot of people just want a strong store of value. And with how popular 151 is, you combine it with the extra exclusivity of Pokemon Center and that being the only place that you could buy it. And people just feel like it's a very, very safe store of value, like no different than purchasing gold. Like, gold's not going to lose 50% of its value overnight. In the same way, people believe that 151 is the same and arguably maybe even a stronger asset. You look in the past month, nothing really happens, but past 3 months, you have a 60% increase. $800 to $900 for this ETB is already crazy. The fact that it's still running higher it speaks volume to how strong 151 is. Past year, though, you look at the past year, we had 500, pushed 1,000. People recognized that was too high of a price, cooled down, dropped 20%. Went back up. And I think what you're going to see at this point right here is it's just going to stay flat. I wouldn't expect a 20% dip. Maybe we'll see like a $100 pullback. You might see these in the 1.2, 1.3. But after that, these are going to go to 1.5K. And again, it's incredible to see how fast these products are going, but it's just everybody wants them. There's not enough of it clearly made. With how many new people are entering the hobby, everybody's just paying new record highs. So again, if you want these products, you just got to pay. That's the market we're in, you guys. Let me go back to Ascended Heroes, the deluxe pin. I mean, this is one, again, if you want to get cases, guys, you're looking at $360 plus tax. So you're looking at $400 for a case. In my group, regardless if you're in the starter tier or elite tier, I was selling these for under $300. After my price up went a little bit, I went up to $310. But $300 to $310, that's $100 off. This tier is currently at the time of recording this video, it's $200 a month. You buy 2 cases, you are already covering your membership dues, and that's not even one of the best deals. That's like an okay deal in the group. Starter tier is allowed to buy 5 cases. So if this is all you wanted to buy, you're saving $500, and the starter tier is $50 a month. What a lot of people don't recognize, again, is having access to volume and being able to buy from one trusted source. It's a huge asset in 2026 because the biggest bottleneck so many people are facing is just being able to find legitimate products, large amounts of it at very good prices. And that's exactly what we're offering in the group. So again, if you're watching this video, you're still here, join that group. Get yourself in, because I'm telling you, just the direction that these products are heading. I mean, our starter tier, guys, is going to be $100 a month, $150 a month. The fact that you're able to get in right now, $50 a month is crazy. The elite tier, which is currently $200 a month, we might be going $300-400 a month to get in, because again, what we are offering in this market is just access to all these products at such cheap prices. And it's fascinating to see, because if you look at the past, let's go 3-month chart. Let's start with the 3-month chart. These opened at the gate at 450, not very much sold. These dropped right away, but you're seeing how fast it rebounded. I mean, look at that. You had under 300 at the beginning of April. It is now May, 1 month later, and you are already past the $300 mark, sitting $360. That's $60 per box, and that's cheap. This right here, this deluxe pin, that's a $100 box, guys. So that's a $600 case. That is where these are heading. It's not going to happen instantly, but over time, you are going to at least have $20 per pack price here with the promos, with the little pin, with the fancy packaging. Yeah, it's going to be a $500-$600 case, and a lot of people, they can't believe that products like that could get that expensive that fast. But again, you have to realize Wave 2 did nothing to the price. Wave 2 came out, everybody across the entire nation got this stuff. They started dumping it, but it's just like everybody's realizing that, oh snap, we can't get as much products as we want. We're just going to wait. And everybody's just waiting. So it's like, if you want the products, you have to pay up. I'm one of the few people that is dumping these hot sets. Everybody in our group, in the wholesale group, they're buying Ascended Heroes. They're buying Prismatic. That's one of the biggest benefits too, is unlike a distributor who forces you to take garbage, you don't have to buy Perfect Order from me if you don't want Perfect Order. I will be stuck holding the bag, and I am perfectly okay with that. You know, my value is curating this community, being able to offer you guys these products. But again, even a side product like the Luck Pin, it's going up quick. It's going up quick. And if you want it, you got to jump in, because if not, that ship will sail. 151 regular ETBs is a perfect example of that, where you're finding a regular ETB, which upon release was a $40 to $50 ETB, is now $600. It's just absolutely crazy how much focus there are on these specialty sets. If you want them, guys, you got to pay. You got to pay market price. And if you don't want to pay market price, you're looking for the deals. Again, join that wholesale group. I can't emphasize it enough. There's just so many people joining right now. We are probably either going to have to really drastically increase the price, or we're just going to have to close people off, because it's not like I'm getting 2,000 ETBs per release where I could give everybody a couple cases. It's just not going to happen. Now, obviously, I can't stock 151, but 30th anniversary we are going to get, and a lot of people are positioning themselves accordingly. So another piece of advice is just like recognize what has happened. A lot of you guys are probably priced out right now. You're not in a position where you could buy a case of 151, right? You're not going to be able to spend $6,000 or $7,000 buying a case. Like, that opportunity has already passed. But what you could do is learn from it. You know, you could look at the 1 year chart, recognize, okay, these were 200. There wasn't, look, like 20 items sold, 40 items sold, 600. The price has tripled, and you have the same volume. So, you know, right now you're thinking Prismatic Evolutions is a ripoff, but the same thing's going to happen. And people just can't see that it's a different product. It's got a different name, but the fundamentals are the exact same. That is why I'm going back to older sets, just so you can learn from it. Because right now, like, that 151 opportunity has sailed. Like, I'm not buying cases of 151 ETBs. It's too expensive even for me, where, you know, I have a business and everything like that. There's just better opportunities within the market. But what you could do is learn from it. Let's move on. I've talked a lot about Prismatic, but I haven't showed any products. I briefly wanted to touch base. Not ETBs right now. I wanted to talk about the mini tin displays. Mini tin displays are going on a rip, up 20% past 3 months. Like, that's strong growth. Past month, though, they have gone down. I think the reason why these have gone down is distributors got a very small restock. But I just think with it being a relatively side product and not that much interest, everybody's just kind of undercutting and dumping, because it's not like a blue chip like product like ETBs or SPCs or whatever. But it's interesting because the SPCs have also gone down in price. But nonetheless, past year, past 6 months, not much. But overall, in the past 3 months, you're still seeing a big increase, because these were in the 170s, and then they had a high of 240. Before you know it, there's going to be a $250 mini tin display. You know, 210, 220, 230. It's not a bad entry. It's a beautiful mini tin display. The biggest downside to this product is it only comes with 8 tins instead of 10, like Ascended Heroes comes with 10. So you're getting 4 less packs. That is why Prismatic is cheaper than Ascended. A lot of people think it's just because Ascended's way better of a set. What they don't realize is that the Ascended has a slightly different product configuration than the Prismatic. But even not talking about tin displays, ETBs, booster boxes, like a random like battle deck even, you know, you're finding that even these random battle decks have extreme amounts of value, because what a lot of people are doing is they're taking this battle deck, they're breaking it down, they're grading the Haunter, and if the Haunter grades well, it will cover your price of the entire box. You get these 2 Gengars for free. You could sell them as singles for $5 each, $10 each. You're making $10 or $20. Or you could grade them, try to hit a 10 and make even more profit. Obviously, there's more time that's involved. That is why you are making a bigger profit, because you have to pay for the grading. It has to grade well, has to come back. You know, but what a lot of people are doing is they're kind of arbitraging these products out. Is instead of just like buying this product and holding it, they're getting creative, and they're finding ways to take an existing boring product like a battle deck and turning it into a large sum of money. And what you're finding is, look, past 6 months, 120% increase. Why is nobody talking about battle decks? You know, when this product dropped, Let's see in the 1-year chart, see if we have any data. $45, and then they dropped to 30. You know, even upon release, day one, I actually did not sell any of these battle decks. I said, ain't no way. Everybody's getting them. Everybody's dumping them. This Haunter illustration is an incredibly unique, beautiful promo. These Gengars are nice free bonuses. And again, I knew that this product was going to go up. And I still have my entire position of the battle decks. Didn't sell them because I knew it was just an undervalued product. And before you know it, it's going to be $100 box. It's going to be $100 box. And you know who's going to have the value? The people that keep them sealed, because everybody's breaking these up to be grading the cards inside. So that's just something to think about when analyzing products. Surging Sparks, I got to talk about it. You know, Surging Sparks, but Pikachu, it's crazy. It's very, very undervalued. This is one of the best SIR, in my opinion, in the Scarlet Violet era block. The colors of the Pikachu couple so nicely with that full art rainbow style promo that we had all throughout the Scarlet Violet era. You're seeing a lot of momentum. 1 month up 10%, 3 months you're up 24%. Past 6 months though, not really too much going on. And the reason for that is this was at 300 and then it dropped to 250, and this right here was your buying opportunity when it dropped to 20%. Now it's kind of flatlined. It's back to where it was, so no traction for 6 months. This is still a buy. This is still a buy. This is the best hit. Not an easy one to hit out of Surging Sparks. Easily should be a $500 to $600 card. Seeing what the Ascended Hero Pikachu cards are doing. Now, sure, you could argue that some of those are nicer and cooler looking, but again, this is the top hit from Scarlet Violet. Surging Sparks had all of its reprints. No more products coming out. This is the time to get in. If not, that ship will sail. A lot more opportunity though, outside of just alt arts and SIR cards. You know, glass stained promos from Hidden Fates. Like, I remember I had a hard time moving this for $20 for a sealed one, and the fact that you have now $150 for a sealed copy. I don't know, these people on TCG probably aren't selling sealed copies, but let's just say 150 to 200 range. It's insane. It's insane to see that level of growth. But again, it goes to show that there's just so much opportunity within the Pokemon market. You just have to get creative. You know, when I'm telling you guys that I was selling these for 20 after marketplace fees and everything, shipping, I was making $15. And what you could do in this market is just do nothing, let time do its thing, and these products are still going to perform and do well. And I kept a lot of them because I was thinking to myself that, hey, this doesn't make sense being a $20 card. At the time where the market wasn't as strong, I was at least thinking like, yo, $10 per card, you got, or $10 per Pokemon here. So this could easily be like a $30 card. I know it's a weird way to think about it, but I was just thinking like, hey, I think somebody in the future realistically could give it like 30, 40. So I stopped selling them. And I still have a lot of them today. But the reason that this card went so much up in raw value was because the graded copies started going crazy. People just were paying and overpaying for PSA 10s. PSA 10s were setting record prices, and then as a result, the singles followed suit. But that was a very different time. I'm just looking at it now, and even there's opportunity in a card like this today, because if you look at the Glass Stain promo, you realize that they're probably not going to make this kind of design anytime soon. If you want it, you should buy it. And again, if you go to the chart, you could see past 3 months up 40%, past 6 months overall up 20%. Like, random promo, seeing a good amount of growth. Past year, you see $40. So this is where I was thinking it was a fair value, and look at how much higher it went. So again, it speaks volumes to the fact how strong Pokemon is. Cool promos, exclusive designs will dominate. But kind of circling back, within sealed products, exclusivity also drives value. So this is just a normal Obsidian Flames ETB, nothing special about it. 9 packs, whatever. You're thinking in this market, $100, $150. But the reason why this one's pushing 300 is because you get that full art promo featuring the Charmander that's looking out the window. Again, very exclusive, very unique, very much like the birds here, glass stain promo. There's something with glass and windows that just people in the Pokemon market seem to love. But this one, same thing, absolutely on a tear, up 70%. Past year up 200%. You know, a year ago today, these were under 100. Now they're pushing 300. You know, there's a lot of opportunity everywhere. You don't just need to be buying Ascended Heroes. You could really go with any of these products. And it's actually fascinating. I have so much Obsidian Flames inventory inside of our wholesale group right here, and very few people are buying it. I've only had 2 consistent buyers on Obsidian Flames here. whether it's check lane blisters, sleeve blister cases, and I have access to large amounts, and people are not buying this stuff. And it's crazy to me that everybody's buying the new thing that's still very much in the reprint cycle. Like Obsidian Flames is done. They are not adding any Obsidian Flames. Like, these are the products that you should be targeting. And the fact that I have access to dozens of cases and people aren't jumping on it. A lot of people who join, sometimes they look at the inventory and they're only looking at the brand new thing. But I have old stuff, early Scarlet Violet, available in large amounts of quantity, and it amazes me how short-sighted people are and how they are not looking at the older thing that's out of print, arguably a safer play. But again, everybody just cares about demand. Supply doesn't really matter to anybody. But in economics, both are extremely important. You should be looking at both. Let's touch base on the prismatic. This is another excellent example. I had these for sale, $110, $120. A lot of smart money. A lot of the bigger players bought it, but a lot of the new guys were saying it was a ripoff of a product. They don't understand, though, that a product like this could be broken up. You could sell the figure, pin, sleeves. You could sell that for $20. You got promos here worth $50. And again, that basically makes these packs under $10 a piece, which is just free. So when you just look at a product and you analyze it that way, it makes no sense to be that cheap. And now you have a correction. Obviously, the market reached an equilibrium point of 200, and you're just seeing the insane amount of growth. Like, this is already a forgotten about product, and even in the past month, up 6%, but past 3 months, averaging 11% month over month growth. It's insane. Past 6 months, though, these open out the gate at 230, but they dropped. You see this where I was selling them 110, 120. Past 6 months, still technically down, but it came back hard. And this is an excellent product to look at to know what's going to happen with the prismatic ETBs. Started out high, everybody started dumping them, and this right here, this moment in the graph is what we're experiencing right now with prismatic ETBs, and then before you know, it's going to be coming right back up. What other products we have here? Let me touch base. Ooh, this is a great one. This is a great one. $1,800, factory sealed case, 25 count. I'm offering to members, again, the elite members. So for those of you who don't know, in our group, elite lets you buy as much as you want, no restrictions whatsoever. The elite members are buying. The starter members, they're staying far away from it. They're saying, hey, it's a ripoff at $1,800. But what they don't realize is that's $72 a bundle in a factory sealed case, 25 count, where far less people have it, and they're saying that it's not a buy. And they sold out. My elite guys, they clean stock. And, I wish I had more excess capital because I would have bought more for myself as well, but I offered it to members. And a few smart guys, they bought it out. You're looking at $100. $100 for a loose individual ETB. That implies a fair value of $2,500. Now take $2,500, remove 15%, let's say marketplace fees. If you don't have a way, if you don't have a reputation, you can't sell direct. You're netting $2,100. You buy from me at $1,800. You're making $325 a case, you guys. You join the starter tier that lets you buy 5 cases. Let's just say you buy 5 prismatic booster bundle cases. You're making $1,600 instantly. You buy elite, where you get access to more. You buy 10 cases. You buy 10 cases from me for $18,000, but you're making $325 a case. Worst case, worse. That's $3,000, and you could flip this stuff. But what a lot of people are doing is they're going to continue holding, because Ascended Heroes, which just came out, is $90 to $100 a booster bundle, right? And this is a product that the only reason the price isn't higher is because it continues to get hammered down by reprints. But those reprints are coming to an end. The Pokemon Company printed booster bundles. They added more packs into the supply chain. It didn't do anything to the price. I mean, look at the chart. Past 3 months, you're up 45%. You guys got to learn that products like this, again, the demand is what's dominating the market. It's not about the supply. It's all about the demand. In 2026, it's all about the demand. Nobody cares about the supply. More product that gets added, that gets reprinted, is just an opportunity to buy. And a lot of people, they're not adapting, but that's where we are, you guys. Ascended Heroes, $85 right here. $85 after tax. You're looking at $100 in $100 a bundle. And this is the product that just came out a week ago. This is a product that's been out for over a year. Look at that, May 2025, $70, $60. These were actually at a low of like 50. So it's interesting that we're just now getting to $100, but these will be 150 before you know it. They really will. Just give it time. Just give it time. Ascended Heroes cases, huge premium. Going to be offering those tower members hopefully here soon. Just waiting for some extra supply to come in. Poster collections. Wow. How many videos have I made you guys about this product? I was telling you guys, these are going to be 150 before you know it. I'm checking today. They're already 150. And I did say I have documentation that this is a $200 box, and this will be $200 a box. So even if you buy it today at 150, you're still going to make a killing. But what you got to realize is 150 times 6 in a case, that's $900 a case. I was selling these to my members for $650. $650, you guys, is $108 per box. That's just absolutely insane. You know, I think about how good, like just looking at these TCG player charts, just seeing the growth of these products. It's actually just seeing this right here already at the fact that we're already at 150 and I've sold a ton of cases, like the price in this membership tier should be way higher, because you could legitimately buy one case from me, do nothing for 3 weeks, and you are already covering multiple months of membership dues. So yeah, again, guys, I think this is going to be the last time I talk about it in this video. Seriously, get in here. We have not even seen the full extent of the bull run, because we haven't even had the release of 30th anniversary. The most recent set we just had was Perfect Order, and look at what's happening in the market. So what do you think is going to happen 6 months from now? It's just crazy. These premium posters, I might even have to adjust my analysis to 225, 250, $250 a box. You know, with where the market's going, it very well could happen. You know, that'd be very expensive price per pack inside of this box, but the Lucario in a PSA 10, I'm sure, is kept hitting a couple $100. The Gardevoir, same thing. I mean, there's extreme amounts of value in these products. Let's not forget about the poster that comes included in it too. It's a very nice product. It really is. Hopefully, I will be able to get more of these, but as of now, I'm actually sold out. And it's, again, everybody's buying them, because the fact that I'm $100, $150 under market right now with where these are at, if these are $150, that implies a case value of 900. And I was selling these at the absolute highest of $775. So I was still $125 off. It's insane, you guys. It is insane just how much strength there is in these product lines. But we're going to wrap this video up. I wanted to talk about last two products. I have Prismatic and I have the case. Let me start with the case. And then I'll end here with the Prismatic. The case, again, coming at a big premium. You saw $85 on that TCG chart for just one bundle. You multiply that by 25, that's $2,100 for a case. But you're seeing cases for $2,700. And what you're realizing is the people that have access to cases, again, this market price is like $2,300. I think this is slightly more realistic. I think $2,700 is a little high, but eventually these will be $2,700, no doubt. Booster bundle of Ascended Heroes easily, in my mind, could be $3,000 a case. Right now, it just came out. A lot of people are dumping $2,400, but nonetheless, $2,400. Let's say it's not expensive. It's really not. You know, people who are getting access to cases, they know not to fire sell. In this market, they're like, look, if the products just stays flat, let's just sit on it and do nothing. The products are going to continue to get open. You have so many people ripping these products, looking to hit the chase cards. And we're kind of at this weird point right now where a lot of people, even though they can make insane amounts of money, like they don't even want to sell this stuff. Like even people who get these cases from distribution significantly cheaper, like they would rather just hold it, knowing there's not a very high chance of getting a reprint anytime soon. Now, obviously, we're going to get more Ascended Hero product, but it's not coming anytime soon. And a lot of people, they'll just wait. You know, they'll wait 2-3 months. They'll let the product do its thing, go up. And that's just where we are with the market. And you know, I'm documenting as it is. I wish that there was more access to supply, but this was the final product that came out in the Ascended Heroes block, and it didn't do anything to the price. Everybody was saying, let's wait until the booster bundles come out. That's going to be the most amount of packs at any given time. The prices will go down, and nothing happened to the prices, and that's just where we are. Last product, we had a reprint. SPCs came into the market. Now is your time to buy. This is, I've been saying it, and I'll say it again, I stand by the fact that this is a $500 box. Anything under $400 on these is a steal. The fact that these are low 300s, it's absolutely crazy. I've had, again, smart money. My elite members, they're buying them. Starter members are like, oh, let's wait for them to drop to 250. These ain't dropping to 250, okay? What you got to realize is when a reprint, restock opportunity happens, distributors, the big conglomerates at the top, they are not dumping these. They're charging you market. They are charging you fair market. And again, if you don't buy it, the next guy will. And this, you could say, is a weaker product compared to the UPCs, which come with more promos. The most recent Mega Charizard one came with 2 promos. The OG Charizard UPC from the Sword and Shield era came with 3 promos. The Ultra Premium Collection from 151 came with 3 promos. This is the Super Premium Collection, slightly different name. This one only has 1 promo, but it is an EVSIR. What's fascinating for me in this product is actually how cheap this promo is. I looked at this promo. I think it's only like a $30 to $50 promo. This in itself should be at least a $100 card. You get the little pouch, the sleeves, the playmat, 15 packs. But yeah, right now it's like 300. Just seeing the value inside and knowing that this is the equivalent of an SIR of hitting one in like a prismatic pack. This in a PSA 10 could, I don't know what it is right now, but easily could be going for a couple $100. That will add a lot of value over the long haul if you are keeping these sealed, because I do believe a lot of people will be opening them to just be grading out the promos and selling out the packs. But yeah, reprint came. Now's your time to buy. Hopefully you guys learned something. This was probably the longest video I've ever done on my YouTube. We're almost an hour in. I really appreciate everybody who has made it up until this point. Hopefully you learned something. This was a very, very deep dive into the market, discussing everything that's happening. As always, guys, if you are buying on eBay or any other places, make sure to hit that affiliate link. Help support the channel at no additional cost. If you want to get any of the products discussed in this video that are recently out at cheaper prices than you will find anywhere else, we have those tiers, as you already know. If you want to buy just casual, you're trying to learn more about the market, the hobby, etc., you want to buy something from my website, go ahead and do that. But most importantly, make sure to hit that subscribe. We are trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate all of the support up until this point on this channel. And with that, we will catch you guys here on the next one.